Have you ever stopped to ponder why storytelling is so significant in African culture? Storytelling in the African tradition is more than just a simple pastime. It is a vessel of history, a conduit of values, a beacon of wisdom, and a theater of the mind. Imagine sitting around a fire under the vast African sky, listening to tales woven with words that dance in the air like fireflies. These stories, passed down from generation to generation orally, served as the heartbeat of African societies, preserving their history and molding their values. They were the classrooms where life lessons were taught and the stages where imaginations ran wild. Storytelling wasn't just a form of entertainment, it was the lifeblood of communal identity and shared understanding. Indeed, in Africa, the spoken word has the power to shape societies, instill values, and ignite imaginations. To truly appreciate the art of African storytelling, we must journey back to its roots. This journey takes us back thousands of years to a time when the African continent was a cradle of civilization, where storytelling served not only as a form of entertainment but also as a crucial tool in preserving history, teaching moral lessons, and fostering community bonds. In traditional African societies, storytelling was deeply woven into the social fabric. It was an evening ritual where communities would gather around a fire under the vast African sky, and the storytellers would begin their narratives. These tales were often a blend of reality and fantasy, richly adorned with proverbs, riddles, and songs, making them captivating, instructive, and memorable. The role of griots, or professional storytellers, was paramount in these societies. Griots were seen as custodians of oral tradition. They were historians, advisors, praise singers, and even diplomats. Their task was not merely to entertain, but to keep the community's collective memory alive, passing down stories from one generation to the next. They used their narratives to encode historical events, societal norms, and ethical values. Through their stories, they gave voice to the past, informed the present, and guided the future. The art of storytelling in Africa was not confined to words alone. It was a holistic performance that involved body language, facial expressions, and even dance and music. The griots, with their kora, a 21-string lute bridge harp, would create a musical backdrop to their stories, making the whole experience immersive and enchanting. These historical roots have profoundly shaped the African storytelling tradition, making it a unique and rich cultural element. It's a tradition that emphasizes the power of the spoken word, values community, and celebrates the art of narration. It's a testament to the wisdom of our ancestors and the resilience of our cultures. It's more than just a form of expression. It's a way of life, a way of seeing the world, and most importantly, a way of preserving our shared human heritage. As time passed, African storytelling, like any art form, evolved and adapted. From its ancient origins, it has journeyed through epochs, shifting and shaping itself to fit the contours of changing times. Yet, in its heart, the essence of African storytelling remains untouched, a testament to its timeless vitality and allure. In the beginning, it was the spoken word that reigned supreme. Stories were passed down orally from generation to generation around the glow of evening fires. The storytellers were revered figures, entrusted with the sacred duty of preserving the collective memory and wisdom of their communities. They spun tales of heroes and villains, of gods and monsters, weaving intricate tapestries of morality, history, and identity. But as the world changed, so did the methods of storytelling. The advent of written literature opened up new avenues for the preservation and dissemination of these tales. African authors began to pen down their stories, sharing their cultural heritage with a global audience. From the poignant narratives of Chinua Achebe to the magical realism of Ben Okri, African literature flourished, etching its mark on the global literary landscape. Then came the advent of radio and television, transforming the landscape once again. African storytelling found its voice in these new mediums, reaching out to a wider audience. Radio dramas became popular, bringing the vibrant characters and engaging plots of African tales to life through sound. Television, too, played its part with shows and series reflecting the rich variety of African narratives. In the digital age, African storytelling has embraced the power of the internet and social media. Online platforms have allowed storytellers to connect with audiences across the globe, breaking geographical boundaries. Podcasts, blogs, and digital publications are now part of the diverse ecosystem of African storytelling, adding to its dynamism and accessibility. Yet, despite these changes, the essence of African storytelling remains the same. It is still about connecting people, about instilling values, about exploring the human condition. It is still the lifeblood of African culture, pulsing with the rhythms of its past, present, and future. This evolution showcases the resilience and adaptability of African storytelling, ensuring its survival and relevance in a changing world. African storytelling is more than just telling a story, it's an art with unique techniques and styles. Let's delve into the fascinating world of these techniques and styles, which are as diverse as the continent itself. A common thread that runs through many African cultures is the use of song in storytelling. It's not just a background element, but a central part of the narrative. The rhythm and melody often carry the tale forward, adding depth to the characters and enhancing the overall mood of the story. Dance, too, plays a vital role in the storytelling process. It's a vibrant and expressive language that transcends the barriers of spoken word. Characters come alive through the ebbs and flows of the dance, their movements telling tales of joy, sorrow, conflict, and resolution. Drama is another pillar of African storytelling. It's not merely about performing a scripted narrative. Instead, it's a dynamic and interactive process that can change course based on the audience's reaction. This brings us to another unique aspect of African storytelling: audience participation. In many African cultures, storytelling is a collective experience. The audience is not a passive listener, but an active participant. They may be invited to join in a song, respond to a call, mimic a dance, or even contribute to the storyline. This interaction creates a synergy between the storyteller and the audience, making each storytelling session unique and dynamic. Another notable technique is the use of metaphors and proverbs, which are deeply embedded in African oral traditions. They serve as vehicles for wisdom, morality, and social commentary, adding layers of meaning to the stories. Finally, the use of masks and costumes adds a visual dimension to the storytelling. They transform the storyteller into different characters, helping the audience to visualize the narrative and connect with the story on a deeper level. These techniques and styles breathe life into African stories, making them vibrant and immersive experiences. They are the heartbeat of African storytelling, an art form that has been passed down through generations, shaping the cultural identity of the continent. In today's globalized world, African storytelling continues to thrive and influence. This ancient art form has not only survived, but has evolved to resonate in the modern era, influencing literature, film, and music in profound ways. African storytelling is no longer confined to the continent. Its echoes can be heard in the vibrant narratives of African diaspora writers. These authors weave together tales that blend traditional African storytelling techniques with contemporary themes, creating a unique tapestry of stories that are as diverse as they are compelling. In the realm of cinema, the richness of African storytelling has inspired filmmakers to create visually stunning and emotionally resonant films. From the sweeping landscapes of the Serengeti to the bustling streets of Lagos, these films capture the essence of Africa and its stories while addressing issues such as identity, heritage, and the human condition. Music, too, bears the undeniable imprint of African storytelling. From the rhythmic beats of Afrobeat music to the soulful melodies of African folk songs, these tunes narrate stories of love, struggle, celebration, and resilience, echoing the themes that have been central to African storytelling for centuries. Perhaps most importantly, African storytelling today is being harnessed to tackle contemporary issues and promote social change. Storytellers use their craft to shed light on pressing matters such as climate change, social inequality, and political unrest. They create narratives that challenge perceptions, provoke thought, and inspire action, proving that stories can indeed change the world. Moreover, African storytelling is now recognized as an essential tool for education. It fosters critical thinking, nurtures empathy, and cultivates a sense of cultural identity among young learners. This ensures that the next generation grows up with a deep appreciation for their heritage and a keen understanding of the power of stories. In its essence and evolution, African storytelling remains a powerful tool for communication, education, and cultural preservation. In this exploration of African storytelling, we've journeyed from its historical roots to its modern adaptations. We've seen how the power of the spoken word has been a cornerstone of the African culture, shaping societies and passing wisdom from generation to generation. We trace the roots of this art form, appreciating its historical significance and the way it has been embedded in every aspect of life. The evolution of African storytelling has been a fascinating journey, adapting to changes yet holding on to its core values. From the unique techniques and styles that make each story a vibrant tapestry of life to the ways in which storytelling continues to flourish today, African storytelling is a living, breathing entity. It continues to evolve, to inspire, and to connect us all in the shared human experience. As we continue to listen, share, and appreciate African stories, we keep this rich tradition alive, ensuring its power and influence for generations to come.